Have you ever noticed something strange about certain behaviors? Someone interrupts every conversation. They argue even when the facts are clear. They blame others for everything. And they repeat the same mistakes again and again. People often say, why do they act like that? Why don't they learn? Why do the same habits keep showing up? The answer is not always education. It's often about thinking patterns. Psychology shows that intelligence is not only about knowledge. It's about how the brain processes information, how it controls emotions, how it learns from mistakes, and how it understands other people. Some habits quietly reveal when a person struggles with these mental skills. Let's talk about 6 habits that psychology often connects with low cognitive awareness. 1. Arguing without listening. One common habit is constant arguing, not healthy debate. Just arguing. In psychology, this is linked to poor cognitive flexibility. Cognitive flexibility is the brain's ability to consider new ideas, to adjust when better information appears. But when this ability is weak, the brain protects its original belief, even when evidence says otherwise. Instead of listening, the person talks over others. Instead of asking questions, they defend their position. Psychologists call this defensive thinking. The goal is not understanding. The goal is winning, and when learning stops, growth stops. 2. Blaming everyone else. Another habit is constant blame. Nothing is their responsibility. If something fails, it's someone else's fault. A friend, a coworker. Bad luck. Psychology connects this behavior to something called external locus of control. This means the brain believes life is controlled by outside forces, not by personal decisions. When someone always blames others, the brain avoids self-reflection. And without self-reflection, improvement becomes very difficult. Because growth begins with one simple thought. What could I do better? Before we go deeper, if you're watching this quietly somewhere, tell me where you are and what time it is right now. 3. Talking more than thinking. Some people react instantly to everything. They speak before understanding the situation. They respond before thinking. Psychologists connect this to impulse control. Impulse control is the brain's ability to pause, to think before reacting. This skill is part of executive function, a system in the brain that helps with planning, judgment, and decision-making. When impulse control is weak, reactions become fast and emotional. Words come out before thoughts are fully formed. And this often leads to conflict, misunderstanding, and regret. Smart thinking usually includes a short pause, a moment where the brain asks, is this the right response? 4. Repeating the same mistakes. Learning from mistakes is one of the strongest signs of intelligence. Your brain stores experiences as lessons. Psychologists call this feedback learning. But some people repeat the same mistakes many times. The same arguments, the same poor decisions, the same habits, over and over again. This happens when the brain ignores feedback. Instead of asking, what went wrong? The brain moves on without reflection. Without reflection, experience does not become wisdom. It becomes repetition. 5. Ignoring other people's feelings. Another habit linked to low social intelligence is lack of empathy. Empathy is the brain's ability to understand what another person feels. It helps people read emotional signals, tone of voice, facial expressions, body language. Psychologists call this emotional intelligence. People with strong emotional intelligence adjust their behavior. They notice when someone feels uncomfortable. They know when to speak gently. But when empathy is weak, these signals are missed. The person may interrupt, insult, or dismiss others without realizing the impact. And relationships slowly become damaged. Because connection requires awareness of other people's emotions. 6. Refusing to learn new things. The final habit is resistance to learning. Some people reject new ideas immediately. They say, that's stupid. That will never work. That's pointless. Psychologists call this closed-minded thinking. The brain prefers familiar beliefs because they feel safe. But intelligence grows through curiosity, through questions, through exploring ideas that challenge old thinking. When curiosity disappears, mental growth slows down, and the world continues to change while the person stays the same. Here is something important. These habits do not mean someone is permanently limited. The brain is flexible. Psychologists call this neuroplasticity. It means the brain can change through awareness and practice. People can learn to listen better, reflect on mistakes, control reactions, and develop empathy. Intelligence is not fixed. It is built through habits. Small mental habits repeated every day. the way we think, the way we react, the way we learn. So when you notice these behaviors in others, or even in yourself, don't treat them as labels, treat them as signals. Signals that the brain may need more awareness, more reflection, more growth. Because the smartest people are not the ones who never make mistakes. They are the ones who notice their patterns and choose to improve them. And once the mind starts learning from itself, real intelligence begins to grow. If you're still here, subscribe to Social Sense, a space where inner intelligence is understood through psychology.